Every pirate knows how ships sink. They sink down. They fill with water. They lose balance. They disappear beneath the waves. But what if I told you there was one pirate ship that did the opposite? A pirate ship that didn't sink downward, but rose upward, slowly lifting out of the sea as if the ocean itself rejected it. No explosion, no storm, no magic rituals. Just a silent, impossible violation of physics that left an entire pirate crew frozen in terror. This story comes from fragmented pirate logs, abandoned navigation charts, and survivor testimonies that historians quietly avoid. Not because they're boring, but because none of them make sense. According to multiple accounts, the pirate ship began to lose contact with the water, inch by inch while still taking on weight. Cannons remained on board, cargo untouched, the hull intact, and yet, it rose. The pirate crew described a moment where gravity felt wrong. Loose tools rolled uphill. Water clung to the deck instead of draining away. The horizon tilted without the pirate ship turning. Men swore the ocean below looked solid, thick, glassy, resisting movement. The captain ordered the pirate crew to abandon ship. But there was nowhere to go. Boats could not be lowered because the pirate ship was no longer sitting in the water. It was hovering just above it, held by something unseen. No wind filled the sails. No current pulled the hull. The sea was calm, too calm. Then witnesses claim the pirate ship didn't fall. It continued rising, slowly, painfully, until the masts cracked under stress they were never designed to bear. And then, silence. No wreckage was ever found beneath the coordinates. No debris floated to shore. No explanation has ever survived scrutiny. So ask yourself this: what kind of mistake doesn't destroy a ship, but removes it from the rules of the ocean entirely? The pirate ship's name was the Ascendant, a detail that would later feel like a cruel joke to the few who survived long enough to tell the story. It was not cursed. It was not experimental. It was an ordinary pirate ship built with familiar wood, iron fastenings, and well-tested designs used across dozens of pirate fleets. Which is exactly why what happened terrified everyone who studied it. According to pirate logs recovered years later, the trouble began weeks before the incident. The pirate crew reported strange navigational behavior. Compasses on the pirate ship refused to settle. The horizon appeared subtly curved in the wrong direction. Even the stars at night seemed slightly misaligned, as if the pirate ship was drifting through a warped pocket of space rather than open sea. The captain blamed faulty instruments. Sailors blamed fatigue. But the pirate ship kept behaving as if the ocean beneath it had changed properties. When storms passed nearby, the pirate ship barely reacted. Waves broke early, flattening as they approached the hull. Rain fell straight down, refusing to roll off the deck naturally. Even the sound of the sea felt muffled, like it was being absorbed. The pirate crew didn't realize they were already inside the anomaly. On the morning it happened, the pirate ship was heavily loaded. Iron ballast, captured cargo, spare cannons. Nothing had been removed. Nothing had been adjusted. Yet crew members noted that moving across the deck felt wrong. Each step required less effort. Jumping carried them higher than expected. Physics was quietly slipping. Then came the moment recorded in 3 separate pirate journals. A sailor leaned over the railing to wash his hands, and the water did not meet him halfway. It hovered, flattened, like a solid surface resisting touch. Panic spread through the pirate crew as officers attempted to measure depth. Lead lines reached the ocean, but the ship no longer rested on it. There was space, small but undeniable, between hull and sea. The pirate ship wasn't floating. It was being pushed away, and whatever force had decided this had not yet finished. The moment the pirate crew accepted that the pirate ship was no longer floating, fear turned into pure survival instinct. Orders were shouted. Ropes were cut and retied. Ballast was dragged toward the rails and thrown overboard. Iron weights smashed into the ocean below. Yet the pirate ship did not drop. It rose faster. That was the moment gravity betrayed them. The deck no longer felt level. Men walking toward the bow felt pulled backward. Loose barrels rolled uphill against logic. A cannon shifted on its own, creaking as if dragged by invisible hands. The pirate crew clung to railings, not because the sea was rough, but because the world itself felt tilted. The ocean beneath the pirate ship changed color. Darkened, not from depth, but density. The surface reflected the sky too perfectly, like polished stone. When waves formed, they did not rise. They compressed, flattening outward as if hitting resistance. The pirate crew began to understand a terrifying possibility. The sea was no longer behaving like a liquid. The captain ordered the pirate crew to abandon ship. But the boats hung uselessly in midair. Lowered fully, they still didn't touch water. The pirate ship had climbed too far. Slowly, silently, without momentum, without force anyone could see. Then the sounds began. Wood strained where it shouldn't. Nails vibrated. The mast groaned under tension coming from below, not above. The pirate ship wasn't being lifted by wind or current. It was being rejected. One sailor lost his footing and fell, not down but sideways, sliding along the deck until he slammed into the railing. Another swore he felt lighter with every breath, like his body was slowly forgetting which way was down. And then the captain made a mistake. He ordered the sails raised. The moment canvas caught air, the pirate ship lurched violently upward, snapping rigging like thread. The physics of sailing balanced for water collapsed instantly. The pirate crew screamed as the ship climbed again. This wasn't sinking. This was escape from the ocean itself. By now, the pirate crew of the Ascendant understood one horrifying truth. Whatever was happening was no longer temporary. The pirate ship wasn't going to settle back onto the sea. It was adjusting to a new set of rules that no human body was meant to experience. Breathing felt different. Air seemed thinner near the deck, heavier near the railings. Voices carried strangely, stretching and bending as if sound itself was confused about direction. The pirate crew reported headaches, nausea, and a sense that their bodies were slowly drifting apart from themselves. One sailor vomited and watched the liquid float briefly before splattering sideways across the planks. The ocean below the pirate ship now looked completely solid. Reflections sharpened until the surface behaved like polished glass. A dropped rope bounced once against it before sliding away, leaving no ripple behind. The sea had become a boundary, no longer a support. Then came the most disturbing observation. Birds. Seabirds flying toward the pirate ship suddenly veered away at the same invisible threshold that stopped the water. One struck it mid-flight and fell, stunned, spiraling away as if it had hit an unseen wall. Whatever force rejected the pirate ship was now rejecting everything associated with it. The pirate crew realized the ship wasn't rising randomly. It was being isolated. The captain attempted one last correction, redistributing weight evenly, aligning the mast, adjusting the rudder. Nothing responded. The wheel spun freely, disconnected from consequence. Navigation had ended. As stress built, the structure of the pirate ship began to fail in unfamiliar ways. Beams bent upward instead of downward. Nails crept out of planks against gravity. The hull groaned, not from pressure, but from absence of support. And then, just as suddenly as it began, the rising slowed. The pirate ship hovered in perfect stillness, neither ascending nor falling, suspended between sea and sky. The ocean below remained untouched. The air above pressed down unnaturally. The pirate crew waited, not for rescue, but for the moment when the universe decided what to do with something that no longer belonged in it. No one knows how long the Ascendant remained suspended above the ocean. Some pirate logs say minutes, others say hours. One survivor wrote that time itself felt stretched, like the ship had slipped between moments rather than places. The pirate crew waited for gravity to return. It never did. Instead, the ocean below began to change one final time. The glass-like surface slowly lost its reflection, turning dark and empty, as if depth itself had been removed. There was no sense of down anymore, only separation. The sea was no longer beneath the pirate ship. It was elsewhere. Then came the final failure. Not a crash, not an explosion. A release. With a sound like a deep breath being exhaled, the pirate ship drifted upward, gently at first, then faster. The masts bent, the hull twisted, not from force but from disagreement with the space it now occupied. The pirate crew screamed as the deck tilted, not toward the ocean, but toward the sky. And then the pirate ship vanished. Not in fire, not in fragments. It simply passed beyond visibility, fading as if distance no longer applied. The air snapped back into place. The ocean regained motion. Waves rolled normally again, as if nothing had ever happened. Search ships later found the coordinates. No wreckage, no floating wood, no bodies, only calm water and instruments that malfunctioned for hours afterward. Historians call it impossible. Physicists call it undocumented. Sailors call it a warning, because if a pirate ship can make one mistake so precise that the ocean itself rejects it, then maybe the sea doesn't just sink ships. Maybe it decides which ones are allowed to exist. If the story unsettled you, write your theory in the comments. Did the pirate ship escape? Or was it erased? Subscribe for more impossible pirate anomalies because some mistakes don't break ships. They remove them,